I saw something on, I think it was Facebook the other day, said something to the effect of, if you don't find joy in the snow, you will have just as much snow in your life, but less joy. And today we have a fair amount of snow. It snowed about 14 or 15 inches over the last 24 hours. The high temp today is expected to be, somewhere around 25 degrees, so I probably won't get a lot of shop work done. It is going to be a little bit more difficult today to get any stock off the rack. Luckily, most of what I might work on today is already in the shop, and so it's dry and not warm though. Although it isn't quite as bitter cold in the shop as I thought it might be, it's still right about freezing. Well, it looks like I forgot to plug the stock tank heater in to keep the slack tub from freezing. That was a mistake. Sometime this morning that'll thaw out. But I did remember to plug the one in for the grinder, so that water's thawed. Well, one good thing about this storm is we finally got our water system completely installed. So as the sun comes out, the snow on the roof will start to melt a little bit. That's all going to go into our storage tanks, and that's going to provide our domestic water. So it's a good thing that we get a little bit of snow. This storm won't produce a lot. It's a real dry, light snow, so this 14 inches might only be about a half an inch of water. But that's about 600 or 700 gallons in the tanks, and I'll take it. Now, sometimes working in the shop in a bitter cold day really is not the best idea. It can be hard on your equipment. Lubrication for power hammers, presses, and things like that doesn't flow as well in the cold. So you have to take that into account. Really cold anvils are prone to damage, although it's not that cold in the shop here. And by the end of the winter, this will seem like a warm day, so I'll be glad to work in the shop when it's just hovering around freezing. But today I'll probably spend more time video editing, answering comments on YouTube. I have customer orders that need to be packaged. And as always, plenty of bookkeeping that I'm behind on. Seems like that's the one thing that gets put off till the end more often than anything else. So I'll probably do some bookkeeping today. But first I'm going to go shovel some snow, see if I can get the car unburied, because I can only barely see parts of my car right now. And it's not going anywhere till I plow, so I'll probably have to get out on the skid loader and do a little plowing later this morning. Lots of things to do around here, lots of work to do, even if it isn't active blacksmithing work. But I thought it might be worth sharing a little bit of our winter wonderland with you, and hope that you can find some joy in the beautiful scenery, because the snow really does make it beautiful around here. But since today is the day that we observe Veterans Day here in the United States, you're probably seeing this several days later. Yesterday was actually Veterans Day, the 11th of November. But today is the day that we observe Veterans Day, and I am reminded that those who have served in all of our past conflicts and those who continue to serve today don't get the day off because it's cold, because it's raining, because it's just unpleasant to be outside. And as a firefighter, we never got the day off either. If it was snowing 3 feet and there was a fire, you still went to the fire. There was no option to say, it's raining a little bit, I don't want to do it today. So sometimes you just have to do your job, you just have to make that effort. It really isn't as bad once you do it, and probably it's going to invigorate you and make you feel better about yourself, and hopefully that makes it a little bit easier for you to do it again the next time. So I have lots of work to do. Like I say, it may not be a lot of actual shop work because there's plenty of shoveling and plowing and things like that to do today, but I'll probably get a little bit of time in the shop just because I can, and it's actually a glorious day. It's just a little bit cold. So it's time for me to get to work shoveling some snow and see if I can get the skid steer to start on a cold morning. I didn't plug it in last night either, and I probably should have. Well, hopefully that will help the sun get into the car, give us some solar energy, and melt the rest of the snow off the windows. Well, unfortunately, the ground has been so warm, and even though this isn't a very wet snow, there's just enough moisture at the bottom, at the ground level, that the skid steer really doesn't want to drive on it. So instead of getting stuck, I think I'm just going to put that project on hold, maybe let it melt, maybe get out here first thing tomorrow morning before the sun's up when the ground is good and cold and everything is still frozen. But that also means that before the next storm, I probably need to get the chains on the skid steer, because it does quite well if I put chains on the tires. I was able to plow enough and shovel enough that I got the car out of the middle of the driveway in front of the house and put it in a parking place so it's out of the way. So when I do get back to plowing with the skid steer, I won't have to worry about accidentally hitting the car. And that's a good thing. But in any case, that's pretty much taken the entire morning, so it's time for me to go in and have lunch. By the way, the finger that got hurt last year, it gets cold really fast. It was numb in no time when the rest of the fingers were still pretty good. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that as winter comes on and stronger. Anyways, even if the weather is not the best in the world, I hope you have time in your day to get into your shop. Hope you can make something, challenge your creativity, but in any case, try to do something productive even when the weather's not so good. Even if that's just reading a good book or learning a little bit more about blacksmithing through a good blacksmithing book or watching YouTube videos. So feel free to stick around and watch a few more of my videos. But if you can get into the shop, work safely, wear your safety glasses, and we'll see you for the next one.